Hey guys, welcome back. We're having a good week. We're halfway through. It is April 30th, Wednesday. I'm going to show you that one trade I did today on SPY daily options, 0-day expiry. There we go. So count's very small right now, so that makes it extra challenging. This morning we had a gap down, PCE data in the morning, and so gap down and built a little bear flag here. Charted this, didn't need to take it on this break, just tight little range. Started that white channel, and then through these lines here for the yellow, and built a little more liquidity down here, a little shoulder, made head, which actually retested that yellow nicely, and broke this purple from up there, right here, grabbing that shoulder liquidity. So I took this trade on the paper account just because, yeah, it was still pretty early since I only have one trade. Yeah, I guess I was wanting more of a pullback, or I don't know. Yeah, but the good lesson is if you see it, take it, and don't try to hold out for something bigger or better. So at any rate, yeah, this on paper I think was like 30% the most down here. I closed some low a day. It's pretty easy to hold this one though until it breaks this, but you're gonna be a little bit red if that happens because entering here. So close some more down here. Did I draw that yellow, that green one? I can't remember. Probably after it bounced. So bounced, broke this yellow, and then you've got, of course, this is all liquidity for a shoulder. The bulls want it, or the bears, really. So made a nice little head here. Made a nice shoulder here. I didn't take these as calls, but if I were, this would have been a nice spot, right as it breaches this resistance or support and grabs this shoulder. So here, or of course on any retest, or even on the retest, this purple coming back up, same line. So any of those have been fine. The reason why I'm a little hesitant on these because this could still be in a bear flag, given its inverse head and shoulders. So it seems like it's probably going to go up, and it most likely will. But you've got to be quick to trade this because it could just come up a little bit. I would say potentially top of this green, or this green right here. And yeah, you're trading against the trend, so you just have to be mindful of that when you're in a trade like that. So I didn't take that, but that is a nice looking inverse head and shoulder. Clear stop entry right here, which is good. Or you can enter here, but I actually got my last put here, or my last 50 or whatever on my paper account. I closed out at 450 by here, and then the last 50 here. So wasn't really looking for calls at that point. But yeah, maybe paper trading today messed me up because I wasn't paying attention for my real trade. I don't know. But nice inverse head and shoulder on the 30-minute. Of course, it's a big gap down. There's a big gap up here to fill, and yeah, so it grinded up. I was waiting for this purple line to breach, just like it did here. It came down and did here and came down. So had that drawn, had it in my head. This grindy action on the way up was most likely bears building liquidity to come down. So when we got to here, I'm thinking the real cup close is then be their high day. Not even considering this is another cup close right here in this area. So came up here and broke my purple and has a little shoulder here. So I actually got puts somewhere in there. And of course this is with my cash account. Let's see. From today. Interesting. Well, I got them on that red candle. Let's refresh it. Got them on this red candle. It was kind of grinding around a little bit, which of course you don't like when you're in a trade. You want it to go right away. But I held out for a little bit, and I think it was up maybe 8% at one point. But I wasn't really trying to get a trade for 8%. I was looking more for, I didn't have a real good target, honestly. Low of day, of course. really breaking this green channel on the way up was another exit, but since it didn't come down very much, breaking that is not a green trade from where I entered. So there it is, 1036 to 1043. So yeah, there's 36. Got on 36 and then closed out on that green candle. So slightly red trade, could have been slightly green. That's not really what mattered to me. I was getting in position for this being a big bear flag, and it wasn't. And after I got into it, I kind of then was like, wait a minute, this probably was a cup closing, and so now it's looking for a handle. And yeah, then we just grinded and chopped for quite a while. So I paper traded a couple in here, got stopped out a few times, and then finally it made its move, but it was very slow and grindy for many hours, a couple hours at least. And here's 5-day moving average up here on the daily. This was kind of a retouch of that from when it opened, when 5-day, or when the market opened. 5-day was about there, so that tested that. Got a little head here and all this shoulder, so my paper account I got puts here on the break of this orange, which was from this resistance. Oh, and this support maybe. Let's see. I think it was that resistance initially. So got those, took profit at low, or at the previous high of day, of course, right here. And then I stopped out of the last one here, breaking that green. Yeah, or actually, I think it was even sooner than that, because even these trades, like the IV was a little bit higher this morning just because of a big gap down, and yeah, VIX is up. So this move here just didn't really pay out great. I think it was like 30-something%, which is plenty good, but for the stress of the grind and chop is just like and the amount of, you know, the range that's in. Yeah, it wasn't the best. Came back up. Of course, we have a big shoulder here. If this wants to be an inverse head, comes up, fails to continue, and comes back down. We've built another shoulder here. Here's your inverse head. Kind of retesting this high again, but this is tricky to trade in. Really waiting for it to grab this shoulder here, which is one of these candles, either that one or that one. And at this point, I drew this little weaker channel, as well as this one here. Basically big wide liquidity range here, which is just kind of sketchy to trade when it's wedging and doing that kind of stuff. Still can make some trades, but yeah, it's tough. So came up to 5-day. Here's our news candle. I think China and tariff talk. So just staying out of that. Of course, you got all this shoulder liquidity here, which it did end up grabbing. Usually easy up means easy down. But this did grind for a bit before it grabbed that shoulder. And now looks like we're going to be just wedging into close right around 5-day. So, not upset. If I had more than one trade today, I probably would be quite a bit red, like more red. And that's kind of the beauty of the one and done. So yeah, that's what we got. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy 186 round. We'll see you on Discord. Peace out.